ready to sing? Get to your feet. Come on. Woke up this morning. Come on. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind. Oh, y'all asleep now. Stayed on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Sing now. Morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Ain't no harm to keep your mind. Ain't no harm to keep your mind. Stay. Ain't no harm. Ain't no harm to keep your mind. Stay on spirit. Ain't no harm to keep your mind. Stay on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Woke up and with my mind. I can't hear you. What? Woke up. Stayed on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Say it one more time like you mean it. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Good morning, Simi Valley. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley. And for those who don't know, my name is Dee Mellor, and I'm a practitioner here. And before I say, thank you, before I say anything else, we're going to get a special message from our spiritual leader. So, it's all right. Don't. He's getting the whatever thing. The AV. Okay, try it again. You need it louder.
different mindset. So I'm not with you today because what comes to me is that self-care is a form of spiritual practice. So I'm practicing self-care today. Yes, I have recovered a lot. I feel 100% spiritually, but physically I'm still just down a bit, and maybe even mentally a little. So I've taken another day. I will be with you next Sunday, and I'll be with you Wednesday at the Conejo Valley Interfaith Thanksgiving celebration. And Marianne Gibran will be with us on Tuesday at the Simi Valley Interfaith Thanksgiving celebration. Both of which events will have pie. There'll be more details about that later in the service. And what a great service we have for us this morning. My dear friend, my sister Eve is in the house. Hello, Eve. I miss being with you. So grateful to speak with you last night. And I know, ladies and gentlemen of the congregation, Eve is going to ask you to dance and sing. And when she asks you to sing and stand up from the heart, sing out like you're singing to the back wall of the sanctuary. I want you to sing out. Just blow her mind away with your harmony, because I know we got it. I know we love to Newbill sing and do that. And then John Newbill with our wonderful prayers, and Nancy, Reverend Nancy stepping up. She's going to be talking about, it ain't about the turkey. Great talk. I know it's coming, and so just give her the support. She stepped in at the last minute. Love this woman to be able to take over for today. And then we have Dee as our host for the service. So I'm going to go back to the computer and tune in and watch on Facebook and YouTube and make some comments and continue to do my recuperation so that I can be with you next week. I love you. Beautiful day to celebrate love, to be love, to raise the vibration of this planet beyond any pain and suffering, strife, distress, or despair. Put that bubble around the world, would you? Okay. I'll see you next week. Dee, you're up.
Thank you, Reverend Stephen. So he's with us when he's not with us. Isn't that neat? And he truly appreciates all the prayers and everything that you've been sending his way. So let's continue to do it. And of course, the opportunities we'll have to see him this week and next Sunday. Yay. So, and thank you, Danny and Randy, for helping the video be heard. So let's move on. I'm being told by this slide. So let's together state our vision and mission statement. We're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here's what we do.
Thank you. So in this season of gratitude, I offer this simple prayer of thanksgiving. Grateful. Grateful for CSL Simi Valley, for each person here today, watching on the World Wide Web. All our current members, all the people who have passed through these doors for the past 36 years. Ernest Holmes, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Thomas Trord, Emma Curtis Hopkins, Dr. Dennis, Dr. Jim, Reverend Stephen, Dr. Susan, and Dr. Bob. Reverend Maggie and all the former and current staff ministers, our E-team, our office staff, our volunteers, our board of trustees and adjuncts, our musicians, the giants, the sacred sisters, a center for spiritual living filled with open minds and loving hearts, a child's smile, family, laughter, nature, music, random acts of kindness, all the attributes of God: peace, beauty, joy, wisdom, love, light, and power, and them showing up each day in the people I encounter. My next breath. Close friends, old friends, for they see where you are and they know where you've been. For all these things and so much more, I am grateful. In the words of Meister Eckhart, if the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, it will be enough. And so it is. Please stand and sing.
Okay, it's that time again. And now let's see how I can ask this so I get the answer I really want. How many under 16-year-olds are here today? Oh, you know, certain ages, they don't care. They're still kids. So if I'm correct, I'm not seeing any children, right? So oh, all right, I'm sorry. The under 16 variety. Okay, she's still doing it. Okay. All right, the kids that would go back to the classroom. I don't think any of you want to go back to the classroom. Do you? No. Okay. Oh, but we need you out here. All right, so let's hold this space knowing and seeing the classroom filled with our wonderful children. Thank you. And now I'll allow John to continue.
Thank you, Dee. So here's our affirmation today. I will read it once, and then I'll invite you to read it with me. My gratitude flows like good gravy, covering all my experiences in love and thanksgiving. Okay, all together. My gratitude flows like good gravy, covering all my life experiences in love and thanksgiving. So my reading today is from the Science of Mind textbook. I have mine that I got from my parents. It's a little frayed on the edges, but still has all the good words. The season being Thanksgiving and gratitude, I looked up in my concordance that I got from Dr. Bob many years ago to see how many places the word gratitude appears in the Science of Mind textbook. Would you believe it only appears 2 times, and both in the same paragraph, which is my reading today? Page 497 for those keeping track. Pray without ceasing. This means to always be on the affirmative side of life. To pray without ceasing is to doubt never, but to always trust in the law of good. This inner communion is essential to the soul and natural to the mind. It is a constant recognition of our relationship to the presence in which we live and move and have our being. In everything, give thanks. An attitude of gratitude is most salutary and bespeaks the realization that we are now in heaven. How we love to do for those who cooperate with and are grateful for our small endeavors. Gratitude is one of the chief graces of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity. Thank you.
Okay, it's on now. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Now I can talk softly. No. And he was talking about, the state of the world. We have plenty to be grateful for. We woke up. Maybe not spiritually, but physically, we woke up. That means we have another chance to pray without ceasing. This is what the kids would sing, because they have good sense. And this is what adults should have in their hearts all day. And you're going to sing. You ready, choir? Some of you weren't at choir rehearsal on Wednesday night. I don't want to name names, and I don't want to point fingers or make judgments. But now you have to sing. He's got the whole world. He's got the whole wide world in his... Okay, wait a minute. You're going to be Baptist for a minute. 2 and 4, please. 1, 2, 3. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world. He's got the whole world. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world. Some of you have new grandchildren. He's got the little bitty baby. Come on. In his hands, he's got the little bitty baby. In his hands, he's got the little bitty baby. In his hands, he's got the whole world. He's got everybody here. got the whole world, you'll be done. You got the whole, come on, children. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Give God a hand clap.
Time for the gap, the God awareness place. Do you know you can create your own gap? Just watch for that next thought, and suddenly there's a gap. Silent meditation for 3 minutes, and then Eve will bring us out with some music.
No complaints and no regrets. I still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. I've had to learn that all you give is all you get, so give it all you got. I've drank my share, I've had my fill, and even though I'm satisfied, I'm hungry still to see what's down the road, beyond the hill, and do it all again. Here's to life joy it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. How the time just flies, warm hellos can turn to sad goodbyes, and all the memories you've memorized, keep your memories warm. There's no yes in yesterday, and who knows what tomorrow brings or takes away. As long as I am in this game, I want to play for life, for laughs, for love. Here's to life and every joy it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. May all your storms be weathered, and all that's good get better. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to you. There's no yes in yesterday, and who knows what tomorrow brings or takes away. As long as I am in this game, I want to play for life, for laughs, for love. Here's to life, and every joy it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. May all your storms be weathered, and all that's good get better. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to you. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to you.
Thank you, Eve. I thought of one more thing to add to my prayer. Thank you for Eve. Namaste. Oh, and now, Reverend Nancy.
Good morning. Oh my goodness. So I forgot to get mic'd, put that thing on my head, and that's probably a good thing because now I can't ruffle through these papers as much as I might have, and that's always a good thing, right? So I was as surprised as you probably to see me up here because Yesterday around 1 o'clock when I was running out the door for another visioning meeting for another organization, Spiritual Unity Movement, Reverend Stevens' number comes across my phone. And I'm like, what? Why? Well, maybe it has to do with class. It couldn't be doing anything else because, our foundations class that we've been in for 10 weeks, we're having a class on Monday night and Tuesday night so we can finish up on time. And then he has this interfaith service on Wednesday. And so, no, he's calling to say, Nancy, I think you should. I said, what? I should what? I was just, he said, I said, no, please. Just, they want to see you. They need to see you. Just do a 20-minute quick talk on Zoom or whatever, whatever media you do, like he did this morning, and just project it in, and it'll be all good. He's going, I thought about that, and I even considered doing that. But then I said, it's so impersonal, Nancy, and I want a person like I want you to get up there and speak to our community. I'm like, okay, here it is, God calling again, and me having to say yes. Because I can't say no to God. Because I get to. Yes, I get to. Thank you, John Newbill. The practitioner in me gets to, has to, wants to say yes. So here I am. I am really in deep gratitude this morning that I get to speak to each one of you. And I've been thinking about this community and my coming back to it and how wonderful it's been. And I was out in the world yesterday again, and everyone's talking that people aren't coming out. People aren't coming out to churches. They're not coming out to 12-step groups. They're not going to the movies. And I think that's just from 2 years of isolation. We got used to staying home. But we need community. We need one another. So I am so grateful and excited for this community, for this center, because Reverend Stephen is all about bringing it back new, bringing it back different. I mean, we went to the beach and had church. How fabulous was that? This last 2 Friday nights here, we had 2 weeks ago on Friday night, or it actually was a week ago, last Friday night, we had a sound bath. Danny made this sanctuary look like a yoga den. I mean, it was so beautiful when you walked in. The lights were down, the chairs were gone, there were blankets and yoga mats on the floor, and it was so beautiful. It was and we had a great turnout. I think we had 30 plus people here. And last Friday night here, we had a concert where many of us came and sang and danced, and it was so fantastic. So I just want to say we are coming out of the cocoon. We are leaving our homes and coming together as community, and I think that's so fantastic. And Reverend Stephen is so grateful that that's who we are as a center. So his talk title, it ain't about the turkey. And I said, it isn't? I always thought it was. I mean, if you listen to the media, if you read the newspaper and all the advertisements, it's all about the food, right? That's what we believe, and that's what we even present at our homes, right? But really, when I stop to think about it, it's all about family, friends, and love and gratitude. Nothing else, really. All these other trappings we put, decorations, food, it's just to bring us feeling nice and cozy. Hopefully we don't fall asleep after we eat that turkey filled with tryptophan. And that's what a lot of people do. But I didn't look at okay, I want to look at what time it is. Reverend Stephen said, you'll know when you're complete. Just have fun. He keeps telling me, just have fun. So what he did want to, I did talk to him last night, and because he did feel bad that he sprung this on me. He goes, at least last time I gave you 2 days. This time I gave you like 12 hours. He said, so if you want to go, we can go over my notes and we can talk about it. And so we did do that last night. And he gave me some wonderful information and quotes, which some of them I'll use. And one of them that was this beautiful Taoist parable. And I thought about how I could fit it in, but it's so Reverend Stephen, right? I mean, he'll tell it and we'll get it, and I just thought, I'm going to leave it for him because it's so fantastic. And he read it to me, and I got it, and so I want him to tell us all, and he will. But what he really wanted to talk about today, because you even saw it in, if you could hear him in the beginning, was, you know, there's a lot of the appearance of, you know, unhappiness and fear and, you know, war in the world. But yet we have to, as a community, come forward and see the love, see God in everything, right? But he said Thanksgiving usually is about going home, right? Going to our families, if we can get to them. I read last night 45 million people will travel more than 50 miles this week to go home. 4.5 million will fly, get in an airplane and fly home. And the weather is not expected to be good. So, you know, why do we do this? You know, it's a lot to fly across the country for 2 or 3 days and fly back. We do it because our family of origin or our friends that we're going to, we know many times that that's where we first felt love, where we first became the person that we are now. You know, our parents, our brothers, our sisters, our friends, our families, aunts, uncles, extended family. But what Reverend Stephen reminded me was, but it's not always a happy time for people. Going back to families of, you know, our families of origin, stuff comes up. Stuff. Yeah, that's Reverend Stephen. Stuff comes up. And are we going to look at it? Maybe we don't need to go have a confrontation with anyone, but we need to look at yeah, just look at the turkey, right. But we might look at that and say, is there healing here for me? Is this something I can take into my meditation or my prayer, or even discuss with a family member? And if we don't know anything about Reverend Stephen, we know he's all about healing. Healing from the inside. And so he just wanted, I know that, to be a point this morning. That we love our families, we go to them, we fly, we drive, we get to our friends and families, but then it's about feeling that love, knowing that whatever happened in the past, it was always for our highest and best good. And we have to learn to see that and believe that. So, Thanksgiving. My little grandson, Bryce, who's 8 years old and in the 3rd grade, my daughter's here today, Andrea, blessed me with him 8 years ago. The biggest blessing, one of the biggest blessings, I guess she's a blessing. And then, but I don't know, there's something about grandkids that they just light up your life. And he's very smart and very precocious. And the other day when I picked him up from school a couple weeks ago, I said, oh, Bryce, Thanksgiving's coming up. And he's like, what's Thanksgiving? Why are we having Thanksgiving? What kind of holiday is that? And I said, oh, because of course he knows all about Christmas, because every child, from the time they come onto this planet, know about Santa Claus and Christmas and gifts. I thought, this year, Andrea, we need to start talking about the reason for Christmas, that the master teacher Jesus, the Christ, came and taught us all that love is all there is. And that love within us is the pure balm of goodness within us. Anyway, but they see the presents and and all the trimmings and the tree. But Thanksgiving, he was like, I don't get this Thanksgiving thing. I said, oh, well, we come together as a family, and we have a big meal, and we give thanks for all we have. And he goes, oh, really? I said, yeah. He goes, that's what I do every day. That's what I do every day. That's what we do. And I said, I just kind of stopped. Because every night when he goes to bed, we have, since he was little, asked him, what are you grateful for today? What are you thankful for? And he goes down his litany, this house and everything in it. He almost is like a preacher, you know. He's just naming them off. My friends, school. Oh, yeah, you, Nanny. That's what he calls me. Mom, Dad, everyone in our family. So when I said it's a day to come together and eat food and be grateful to him, it was, that's every day. Every day. Every day should be Thanksgiving. We are in gratitude for our lives, for this teaching. Right. Eve is yesing me. I know I'm on the right path here. So I looked up a little bit about Thanksgiving. You know, all we learned in school was the Pilgrims and the Indians and how they just came together in this beautiful feast and everybody loved each other. And I think that's that revisionist history that's been written. But what I did see was that it was made a national holiday during the Civil War by Abraham Lincoln. So I didn't know that, and I don't think that was taught in school. And it really came out of his deep sense. There was a woman, of course, behind this. Her name was Sarah Hale, who had petitioned and written letters to the government for 40 years that she wanted this to be made a national holiday. 40 years. You know, that's how we are. We just keep at it. We want this. We want this. 40 years. Abraham Lincoln made a proclamation. That's the word. And it went into law across all the states at the time. And then John F. Kennedy, again, made a presidential proclamation that it was the fourth Thursday of November in 1963. So this is deeply ingrained in our nation, but also in the world, because it didn't start as the Pilgrims and the Indians. We have been celebrating the fall harvest for thousands of years. Thousands of years. This is deep in the history of this world. So let's not forget that, you know, the gratitude that comes. He wanted me, you know, Eve's song, you know, the one she just said. She said a line in there, if you don't, what is it? You don't have what you got, or what? Anyway, never mind. No. Ernest Holmes says, if we are not getting the most out of life, it must be because we are not putting the most into it. And that was a line in your song, Another Way. Yeah, yeah. So this, I also thought about, this is the first, one of the first and only days of the year that we might all pray together in our homes over this meal. Many, many people that don't go to church and don't regularly pray will pray on Thanksgiving Day over the meal. And I think that's so powerful that it almost should be a day of prayer, a Thanksgiving day of prayer. There was also fasting and feasting, and this was the feasting part in many cultures. So it's all of that, and knowing that gratitude is what we all are seeking and wanting in our lives. And I have a final reading that it's from the same book I've been reading to you for 3 weeks, from Reverend Rita in Kauai. Upon awakening this morning, I heard Dr. Joe Dispenza in his famous quote, "Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership." He was celebrating what he called his 7 days of gratitude as the beginning of the holiday season. And that's what I see this as, the beginning of the holiday season. It goes from now through January 1st. And I know we've all noticed there's already Christmas lights up all over the place. I think people want to celebrate the light. There's already everything, I don't know. There was Christmas in the stores before Halloween, so that's nothing new. My first reaction was, what a beautiful idea, 7 days to focus on gratitude as a state of being, not linked to any particular cause. Gratitude just is. I went into my meditation following his instructions to put my hand on my heart and bring up the emotion of gratitude. It's easy for me to do this because I have so much for which to be grateful for. But what about when we feel we do not have anything to be grateful for? What if our life is seemingly a mess? What if we just had a great loss? What if we are sick? Can we still be grateful? My answer is yes. Because gratitude is not just a word, and it does not signal that everything presently occurring in our life is okay, even when it feels like it is not. Gratitude is not a state of denial or what is happening in the world of form. For me, instead, gratitude means that we accept life as a journey that is unfolding perfectly right now. Gratitude means we are in awe of all life's experiences and that we are simply blessing what is as a deepening to a greater now. Gratitude is the knowing that we are held safely in life's keeping, while led by that deeper part of ourselves to a greater experience. Gratitude is simply faith that right where we are is not permanent, but that we were always moving and changing and becoming more of our eternal selves. Gratitude is changing our perspective of this moment into a miracle. A miracle because we are in awe of the magnitude and eternal aspect of just being alive. Gratitude can be an overused word. It superficially escapes our lips with no real meaning other than the Hallmark card meaning we've given it. However, as a practice of being in the present moment, no matter what is happening in our life, we can settle into awe of living, opening the doors to peace and true fulfillment with ease and grace. As a form of non-resistance and of playing in the field of what is, with curiosity and surrender, with a trust and a faith in the unknown, I believe it is an energetic bridge to oneness with everything and everyone. This gives new meaning to the famous quote by Meister Eckhart that we have already heard this morning. There are no coincidences. If the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, that will be enough. And so it is. Okay, it's now time for our revealing prayer. So I'd ask you all to center into your chairs, to think of people and situations in your own life and across the globe that you want to bring forward at this time. This is our time of a healing, revealing prayer. So I'm just going to know that each one of you are saying in your heart or out loud, if you wish to speak their names or the situation, are knowing the truth that love and God is all there is. Right here in this moment, I know There's only one power and presence and life and love that is in and through everything, in and through each and every one of us. And as we come into this recognition of the one, we know that all paths to God lead to the one. All situations on earth are covered and surrounded and infused at this moment with love. Love, the healing elixir of the universe. I know that anyone that is in need of prayer this morning is being lifted up into the arms of the one, into the heart of God, to the heart of love. All healing and revealing in any and all situations is now coming into view, knowing all is perfect, all is complete. Life is infinitely abundant. Life is infinite gratitude. And as we embody this abundance, this gratitude, this love, we are one and we are free. The truth has set us free. And I know this in a new, real, embodied sense. We are always standing on holy ground. This is our prayer. This is our knowing. We have stated it and spoke it into the law. So it is now true and real. And the gratitude goes on and on and on forever. So thank you. Thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, the one presence, the one life, the one that is in and through all. And we let this be so, and together we all say, and so it is. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Reverend Nancy, for only 12 hours notice, stepping up and being here for us and reminding us just how important gratitude is. So one of the many ways we can show gratitude is supporting the center, which also reminds us to be grateful, right? So here are the many ways to use. Visit the website, text, give, call the office, write a check, put it in the basket, use cash, put it in the basket. However it works for you. No, there's no wrong or right in this process. So next comes our affirmation, and I'd like you to put your heart and soul into it because this works in so many ways it's not funny, okay? So together, divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for the Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley, and the world. Now, divine love is victorious. You get to listen to Eve as you see what's going on at the center, okay?
God is doing something wonderful in me. God is doing something wonderful in me. Something awesome and incredible where only He can get the glory. God is doing something wonderful in me. You know this song? Look at that. Look at that. They're looking at me. God is doing something wonderful in me. God is doing something wonderful. God is doing something wonderful in me. Something awesome and incredible. Something awesome and incredible. Where only He can get the glory. God is doing something wonderful in me. So wonderful. Say it. So wonderful. So marvelous. So marvelous. So incredible. So incredible. Well, He's doing it on the inside. Yes, He's doing it on the inside. And it's showing up on the outside. Yes, it's showing up on the outside. So wonderful. So wonderful. So marvelous. So marvelous. God is doing something wonderful, incredible and awesome. God is doing something wonderful in me.
And what I see is one more thing to be grateful to. I bless all that is given and all that is received for all the good that it has already done. And so it is. Yeah.
I want to sing, I'm not scheduled to sing this, but when do I ever do what I'm supposed to do? This is in my spirit. This is my prayer of gratitude all day, every day. And we're, why do kids have a handle on this and we have to. Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou faintest not, thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. I'm grateful. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand has provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. When I'm driving out here at 8 miles an hour. Great is thy faithfulness from Palm Springs. Great is thy faithfulness. Lord, don't let the car overheat. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand, not two hands, thy hand, just a thought, has provided. Great is thy faithfulness. For Reverend Steve's healing. Great is thy faithfulness. For my sister Hannah's healing. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord. For all of your safe travels to your loved ones, and even if you stay home and watch It's a oh, is that on this weekend? Oh, gee, It's a Wonderful Life. Great is thy faithfulness, O Lord. I'm going to watch Perry Mason. Unto me. I love you, my brother.
Thank you, Eve, for your wonderful presence. Thank you. And that's what this time is for, gratitude. But before I get into the gratitudes, I first want to ask, how many were at this fantastic concert on Friday? Unfortunately, I wasn't able to come, but I heard that the band brought the house down. Yes? So thank you. Oh, what? Oh, literally brought that. No, that was there before. He's trying to say the band did that. All right. It could have, but it was here before. Sorry. There's, you know, common sense, practical, you know. Anyway. So on with the actual other gratitude. The further statement I want to say about the band before, or the concert before I was distracted, was apparently it was a huge success and brought in a huge donation. So thank you all for attending with your hearts and with your generosity. And thank you to Greg and Pat Schaefer for guiding our other volunteers, Mona. And did someone else help you besides Mona? Okay, so, and Mona. There was another, but she wasn't able to come. And thank you to Deborah Owens for the stage work that she was ready to do, if there was any. Thank you to Greg Seymour for his work back there, not only doing the live streaming, but teaching John M. back there. Thank you to Kathy Burt with slight assistance from Danny. Doing the slides with the unexpected, you know, little somethings that come up when we do this thing. Thank you to John Newbill for as our practitioner of the day. Again, thank you to Eve, to Steve Fowler, Bob Townley, and Randy Jones. Thank you to Ron Young for standing ready to be our Cosmic Kid guardian, if any Cosmic Kids had shown up, other than the ones who like to raise their hand all the time. Thank you, Kathy Burt and Wally Duncan, for their office support. And a special thank you to Greg Seymour and Cheryl Glath for concert volunteers. And now, thank you for all of you for just being here, showing up in the chairs. And now I will bring John Newbill up, who will tell us some things to remember.
Let's see if I remember. Oh, I have slides to help me. Very good. There we go. Okay, we have two interface this week. One on Tuesday at the Congregation B'nai Amit. Is that how you pronounce that? And Marianne Ann Giblin is going to be proudly representing us there. Thank you, Marianne. And then on Wednesday, ooh, look at that. There we go. There's the Conejo Interfaith Thanksgiving Eve service, and it's going to be at the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints in Newbury Park. And there'll be pie. And then add Reverend Stephen as the Weather Rev. Follow Weather Rev on TikTok. And then, is that it? There we go. Okay. Okay. And I'll be available for prayer in the practitioner room after the service. So.
And the other practitioners in the room?
And the other practitioners will be also. Can you tell this is my first time doing this?
Marianne Giblin, Reverend Nancy, although she'll be at the door to say, you know, the usual.
And is there anybody else?
And myself.
And there we go.
Okay, here we go. You know, it always is a, you know, unique experience to do something for the first time. And it just continues from there. So let's all stand and say the benediction together. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love.